What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. It is the 23rd day of November, and here we are at about $0.0567. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? 9 hours, 51 minutes left in the day. We're down about 10% today, 10.5% off of yesterday's immaculate 24% pump. We did have a lot of volume. And what's nice about yesterday compared to the last couple of days that have been like this in OnyxCoin's recent history is that we actually closed the day with a high instead of just wicking up there. Right, on a 1 hour time frame, we zoom in here, we did sell off immediately. It was going to leave a wick behind, but then we moved back up, and that's nice. I remember yesterday when I was making my video on OnyxCoin, I want to say that we were somewhere around here, maybe around here, and I was saying, look, there's no gaps, so we're good, we're probably going to move up higher, that's great. But now, unfortunately, my friends, we do have gaps. With this secondary move, we do have some gaps. We have a gap right here, which likely means that we have lower to go before we move higher. We have a gap, a little gap right here. So in essence, what I'm saying here is that we're going to move down. We look at this on a daily time frame. Oops, maybe I should put it like this. We're going to move down, probably right to that level to fill the gap, maybe even a little bit lower. We are going to give back all of yesterday's gains. So for anybody who bought the high, you will have to sit through some pain. You're probably already sitting through some pain, unfortunately. I wanted to buy whenever it was at the high. I wanted to buy every single time, and I think I actually have bought at like every single one of these highs. Let's see. We bought at the high of this wick as well. And of course, we did buy a long time ago. We bought well below the prices that we're at now as well. That was the hefty bag. But still, unfortunately, these pumps have been very tricky. They haven't been honest at all, and this one seems to be no different. Or maybe they're very honest. Maybe they're saying, hey, they're all going to be fake pumps. That's all they're going to be. And this one likely does come back down again, simply because I believe whenever we have a Coinbase gap, we likely do fill it. On the 1 hour time frame, I don't typically see these gaps not get filled. I mean, we've never actually seen one that hasn't been filled. I shouldn't say never. I actually did go back in time, way back in time with OnyxCoin. There are some gaps that don't get filled, but statistically speaking, we're most likely going to fill this. So I would expect that we do go. We're at 0.056 now. For all my OnyxCoin faithful out there, prepare to get your feelings hurt. We are going to go back down to like 0.052, maybe even lower. We're probably not just going to fill the gap and then move up from there. Maybe. That'd be great. That'd be a really good sign, actually. But we'll probably go below it. We might even go below 0.005, and in which case then, still a higher low, we can come back up from there. Definitely a lot of volume. Definitely a lot of interest here. You are decaying in volume, though, as you're building higher, so of course you would sell off. If we look at this on a 1 hour time frame, we zoom in a little bit. Looking at the RSI, I said we'll zoom in a little bit, and we're already at the 1 hour. That's just a habit. Every time I say we'll look at the 1 hour, we'll zoom in. It's like a habit of words there. I will say the MACD is getting toward an area that you would expect it to bounce from, being at the 0. We would expect that. With that being said, you could see the MACD slip a little bit below the 0 to find support, and with that, we could, of course, go back down to that 0.052 area. The stochastics are bearish, but you're coming up a little bit. The RSI is bullish overall. The fact that the stochastics have cooled off this much, the MACD has cooled off this much, and the RSI, in my opinion, is still in a somewhat bullish posturing is nice to see, but I don't know. You look at this, there's a couple of good things to take away from this. Higher lows here. I mean, we might find support right here. That's actually a good look. What I don't like is that we've got the getting into the overbought so nice and deep, and then we rejected it here. I don't like that. But we are still holding higher lows. That's nice to see. I wouldn't be surprised if this rolled over at some point. And again, just in the essence of the thought that we would go below here. I suppose with the RSI, there is the consideration of some upside. So if we do from here at 0.0565, if we do move up to 0.06 again, 0.0065, somewhere up here, I would still think that we come back down and we fill this gap at 0.052. Again, the reaction that I would like to see is that we go down to this gap, and as soon as we hit it, boom. That'd be great. That would be a great reaction. But who cares what I want to see? Let's go off of what we typically see. Typically, what we see is we don't bounce right as soon as we fill that gap. We actually go a little bit lower. So just prepare. We could go, as much as it might pain us to think so, below 0.005 again. We might do that again. Let's see here. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, zooming out a little bit. The RSI does have a double top too. You know, a lot of people focus on the RSI. They focus on bullish divergence and bearish divergence, even hidden divergences, and we focus on those too. But I don't. Speaking for myself, I don't want to speak for other people, but from what I've gathered from the analysis that I've watched other people do, most people don't regard these double tops as much as they should. Double tops, I think, are more severe than bearish divergence. Double bottoms are more severe than bullish divergence. It's like one of the more powerful. They're very consistent because bullish divergence can lie to you. Sure, it's bullish divergence now, but what if you keep going lower? You know what I mean? Then it's no longer bullish divergence. You get a double top though, those rarely lie to you. And it's a double top right at the overbought zone there. I'm focusing on that. People wonder sometimes why I focus on just like the little details like that, but it's because a lot of you who watch this, maybe not the majority of you, but there's a lot of you who watch these videos, you're trying to learn technical analysis yourself. So that maybe you could stop watching these videos and do it on your own. You don't need me anymore. And I get that. Sad to see you go, but I get it. That's why I explain these things, because I want, for anybody who's learning, I want them to just know my thoughts. You can form your own thoughts. You can come to your own conclusions. It's all observations and statistical probabilities based off of those observations and historically backed data. But from my experience, a double top like this, especially at the overbought zone, that's not a good look. And that's probably why we've come down. And it is bearish divergence, right? A double top here, when you have a higher high, that is bearish divergence, technically. Maybe technically it's not, but in reality it should be. Stochastics are rejecting the overbought zone. MACD is just crossing above the zero. How many times have we said this before, that once we cross above the zero on the 4-hour MACD specifically, we expect to see a day and a half to 3 days worth of consolidation. So from this point here, day and a half would be 9 days. So that'd be Monday at best. 3 days is 18 bars. Yeah, 18 bars. That'd put us on Tuesday, end of Tuesday. So early Monday, if not, which actually early Monday, to be fair, that'd be like, if you're in America right now, it's the 23rd of November for you. That'd actually be like late tonight. Like late tonight. Right? Wouldn't it be? Yeah. Yeah, that'd be like between the hours of 10 at night. Well, it depends on where you are. If you're in mountain time like me, that's like 10 at night to 2 in the morning. Maybe if you're in Eastern time, then it would be early tomorrow, the 24th. But anyways, I digress. Somewhere between Monday, early Monday, or late Tuesday, we should be seeing some continuation to the upside. If we don't, that's going to be very sad, because we would likely will go below 004, or at least down towards 004, somewhere around there, lower lows, right? And at which hopefully we build from, and we see some recovery. Anything can happen, but if we want to move up now, I would like us to not go lower. I'd like us to really just consolidate for the next, at this point, like day to 2.5 days, and then move up sometime between Monday and the end of Tuesday. If we can do that, if we can take out a higher high by like Wednesday this week, by some point this week, I think that would look really good for OnyxCoin. Last time we did this, we had the same aspirations, but they did not fall through. Right? We saw lower lows, and that brought us all the way down here. So stochastics are bullish at the moment. I guess, I don't know. They're kind of weird at the moment. I don't want to make a comment. They're more bullish than bearish, but you're crossed down. I don't know. It's weird. It's just a weird look on the stochastics, and it's a weird look on the price. So fair enough. But the RSI and the MACD both make me think that we do continue to consolidate for about another day to 3 days. Okay. Daily time frame. Looking at this here. Daily RSI, we do have some bullish divergence, which is nice. We broke out of this downtrend, which is also nice. That's potential right there for the establishment of an uptrend. Right, we've broken out of a downtrend. Now we can form an uptrend. That's actually nice to see. This bullish divergence, if anybody's watching this and expecting more because of it, let me just hurt your feelings real quick, because that divergence was formed between this point here and this point here. You've already seen that move. We do not have to move higher because of the daily bullish divergence. We can stop right here and move lower. But on the contrary to that, I think that breaking above this lower high resistance point is good to see. It's actually nice to see. So now what we want to establish is a higher low support point, right? And we probably do. We probably come back down to the oversold zone. From here, I mean, in all fairness, from here we could see a lower daily close than anything we've seen so far, and that would give us more bullish divergence to build from. MACD, a little bit of bullish divergence playing out, but not a whole lot to go off of there. Overall, very bearish look on the MACD. Stochastics are looking nice. The fact that you came up like this. I don't like that we found resistance here. Typically, you'd like to get into the overbought zone, but I don't think that we're going to. We'll see. Maybe we do. We continue to push higher going into the end of the month, but we'll see. Stochastics are just weird right now. It's probably because the price action's been so weird. Looking at the weekly time frame here. Low to high. Low to high. Bounced right off the golden ratio. Bounced right off of prior points of resistance here. I mean, right now, as far as this look goes, right now the reaction is immaculate. But we could still come back down and then try again later. Maybe we do go all the way down to 00448 before the real move starts, but I have a feeling that something big is definitely coming for OnyxCoin. We look at the weekly time frame, the weekly MACD. Well, that is wild right there. Weekly MACD has some severe bullish divergence. The stochastics also have bullish divergence, and the RSI does not have bullish divergence, but we're at the weakest points we've been in a long time. And I would think that we see some recovery based off of that. I don't really have anything else that I want to say, so I'll probably just end the video there. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. A little bit of a chill vibe this morning, but again, if we do go lower, something between 00442 to 0034 would be the target area intended. And when we do move higher, what we're thinking about basically is anything from about 1 cent to 1.4 cents as a target area, something in that zone. I got nothing else. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care of yourselves, all right? And have a good Sunday. All right, bye-bye.